All right, Media Day, we are talking with Spring Westfield head coach Desmar Black. And coach, we're talking 14-6A. And since you're not allowed to pat yourself on the back, y'all have been running the roost there ruling the roost there for quite a while. They might have thought they could jump up on you when Coach Meekins retired, and you kind of slid in there, but nope, that didn't happen. Talk about your first season there as the main head coach. I know you were familiar with the players, but talk about how that first season went, maybe from beginning to end, just how you felt your first season as head coach went.
Well, I mean, I really didn't have much time to think about it. It was a surprise that Coach Meekins was going to retire. So uh, it was I've been used to getting prepared for, of course, my side of the ball for years. But when he gave us that news, now it was like, okay, what's next? We don't have time to do a whole lot of thinking. This is what we got to do. And so we had to make some quick decisions. Number one, who's going to call the plays, because we had anticipated getting a new offensive coordinator, because obviously Stephen Hill left to go to Randall.
Yeah.
So we elevated Derek Thurman, who was our receivers coach. He's been with us for 18 years, the same amount of time as I've been here at Westfield. So just how could we not do so much change, do what the kids know, along with Alfredo Morales, who's our offensive line coach, run game coordinator, leaning on him a lot for the run game. But we had a quarterback in Miles Dent who was a returner. But how do we replace a quarterback's coach?
Right.
How do you replace myself as a defensive coordinator, but now the head coach, but also calling the plays on defense? So we had to figure that out on the run, but also get prepared to play a tough CE King team in week one. So
you were certainly ready when district play hit because,
yeah,
I mean, you being a defensive guy, you had to be proud of the fact that you changed your job status, and
yes,
you still only gave up like 8 points a game during district play, really. And a lot of coaches will say this. Really, if you
mm,
take the North Shore game out, a lot of coaches like if you can take the North Shore game out, you guys
right.
played heckified defense the whole entire year, and going into this year, you guys have some guys coming back. You got the marksman there. I call him the marksman with the Marcus Marks. Talk to
Yeah.
me about who you got coming back on defense, and can you sustain that kind of dominance on that side of the ball?
Well, that's the plan. So DeMarcus Marks is a big, tall, 6'4", long defensive end. He's getting a lot of looks right now. Uh, he's starting to pop in the recruiting world right now. This kid last summer was 185 pounds coming in, and he's about 215 now. And you can see the weight starting to come on him, and the body's starting to develop, and the confidence obviously is there. And he's not a full-time starter last year. Uh,
Wow.
we had we had some seniors who played a lot up front, uh, but we also had about 6 or 7 sophomores that started at least one game. About 5 of them started the whole season last year. So we were really, really young. DeMarcus Marks, though, he's stood out so far throughout the spring as a guy who, in the 26 class, everybody's going to have to know who he is and where he is.
Exactly. What you mentioned Miles Dent, so that's got to be replaced this year. What do we look at through spring ball? What have you seen quarterback wise? And it's got to help that he's got a dude like Emmanuel Yancey to toss that thing around to. Talk
Yes.
about who you're looking at the quarterback position, or is that something that's still ongoing?
Right now, still ongoing. Luckily, I was able to bring in a someone who has history with quarterbacks and has called some offense. In Jalen Hurts' older brother, Avrion Hurts, he's doing a really good job implementing his system, working with the quarterbacks in quarterback development. Um, so we do have some guys who've been working throughout the spring, and they're getting better and better. It's just at this point, this juncture, it's about installing and getting everybody to be on the same page and knowing exactly how he wants to do certain things. So, Emmanuel Yancey, he's back.
Yeah.
We do have, you know, you got to know where he is at all times.
I was gonna say, whoever you put at quarterback, just put it up there. He'll be all right for you.
On the ball, we'll find a way. We'll find a way. Limit the turnovers. We'll play good defense, and we'll let the chips fall where they may.
So I'm gonna ask you this, since you kind of brought it up earlier. First season, you were just trying to, okay, I'm in there at coach. It's kind of a surprise. Let me try to keep everything status quo to make sure people aren't trying to learn too much. But now we're in your first full off season here. Does that give you a chance to kind of do things? I don't even want to say your way, because I'm sure you did things your way anyway, but maybe implement some stuff that you've been thinking about doing.
Yeah, so there's some things that we found that we need to get back to, that we hadn't done. There are different styles, play callers, offensively and defensively, but since most of our guys defensively are still here coaching, uh, and then those players were allowed to kind of grow into it. There are some things stylistically that are similar, but there's just a new person who's calling it. So a lot of it to me in play calling is, yes, technical and it's schematics on one end of it, but then on the other end of it is it becomes an art.
I got
So,
you.
you know, so we're trying to all get on the same page of, okay, yes, same as this is this, but it's same as what we used to do, and try to blend that all together. And I think we've been doing a really good job so far this spring. They've been getting us a few times.
Yeah.
Then we get them right back.
I got you. I got you. All right. I guess we'll just finish off with the district. Usually, you go through the realignment every 2 years, and not much really changes with your district, because it's usually the spring and Aldine teams. Is that a deal where, is it a good or a bad thing that you have so much familiarity with the teams in your district? I'm gonna probably guess you're gonna say good, since you took them down pretty well over the last several years. But what does that mean to you to have such familiarity?
Well, I think it does help. It does help. And these kids, they all know each other. I mean, they
Right.
all know each other. So the intensity during the games and stuff like that in preparation, it's still there. The familiarity, because of that, those relationships, it kind of makes those games a lot more competitive, but it gets our guys in a mindset to ensure that they prepare every week.
Right.
So we try to do a good job of selecting teams early on in the preseason that's going to test us. Kind of lets us know where we are going into the bye week, knowing that we'll probably have to backdoor with Spring and Decaney and then Nimitz, and you get into the Ikes, and Coach Ware's doing a good job over at Mac.
Yeah.
So it's a gift and a curse.
I appreciate you joining me, man. We'll talk to you down the line.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.